Nobody's on a microphone yet.
I know, but I'm just letting you know.
I know.
No.
They're coming for all of you. Line up.
We're not in trouble. No, we're not in trouble. Okay, before our regular meeting, through Crime Watch, and Mary Ellen, who's the chairperson of Crime Watch, and I'm on that committee also, Sheriff Mojito was at our last meeting, and he has offered to just bring some insight on some of the stuff in the community, which is not bad. And then we also have Sheriff Sharma. So this is not really going to be a question and answer, because to do that, we'd have to have another meeting, and then you guys can talk whatever you want, but we're going to leave it to Sheriff Mojito and his sheriff.
She makes me sound delicious, but it's actually Marito, like the chip Dorito, but she always adds alcohol. So Deputy Chris Marito is my name. I've been with the Sheriff's Office for going on 13 years. I've patrolled primarily up here in the District 1 area, which is everything from pretty much 50 up into Citrus, and east of 50 out towards Ridge Manor, the area of Sumter. This is my partner, Deputy Sharma, one of my former trainees as well. He just joined community policing with us, so he does a lot of the community functions. As she had said, I go to our... Millie, not Millie Vanilli. See, I can do it too. Don't see. She's hired. She's hired right now. We're taking her. There's no sound coming in on the YouTube.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it.
Working on it? Okay. Tech support is here. All right, so I came out on behalf of Crime Watch. For those of you that don't know, we do have a Crime Watch in here. We meet monthly. I come out, I bring crime statistics that's going on in the neighborhood, specifically to Brookridge area. We talk and we work on different projects that maybe we can come together as a community through community partnership to maybe do better patrols, whether it's you guys being more vigilant as citizens or what we can do more from the Sheriff's Office standpoint. So I encourage you all that if you want to get in and partner with us and bring some ideas to the table, please join on with the Crime Watch. You all become volunteers. We give you lanyard shirts and everything like that, and then you partner with us, and specifically the deputy that's going to be working in that area, which would be me or Deputy D, my counterpart, who's about this tall, if you haven't seen him. One day he's going to retire, and I'm going to be honest, I'll never fill those shoes physically or metaphorically. So, a big topic of discussion that we had recently at one of our Crime Watch meetings was that there had been a golf cart that was stolen from the community. You guys have tons of golf carts in here. There was some belief on maybe some of the residents that the golf cart, because it didn't go out the front gate, because it's a manned gate guard gated area, that it possibly went out the back gate. Now I know that there are locks on that gate. My biggest question and concern would be to the HOA or whoever's in charge here of the community is, why haven't we gotten a camera on that back gate? So I, from a law enforcement perspective, would say we probably should start looking into something that could be monitored from the front gate, that they can detect motion and say, hey, listen, there's movement at that back gate. Can we get a deputy to come patrol the area? I know you guys do your own patrols, but maybe having something that's motion detection that would say, hey, listen, there's something back here, you might want to come take a look at it. Just an added safety feature for additional patrols. Now, I know it's costly, it's very expensive, cheap solution. Anybody hunt in the room? Done any hunting? Know anybody that does any hunting? Okay, a couple hands. Trail cameras. They're relatively cheap. You can put them up, and as long as you task somebody with making sure they go check the batteries to make sure it's adequately charged, and you're checking that media card that's in there, you'll be able to detect any motion, whether it's youth, because we are in summer, and let's just say it, kids get into trouble. We were all kids once. You know, idle hands get into trouble, and these kids will jump over fences. You have a community that's right across the way, over by the power lines. Those kids will jump over here. They will take what's not locked. We always say our 9 p.m. routine, make sure you lock it or you lose it. Still, we keep having guns left in cars. We keep having purses left in cars. They keep ending up walking away, and then you're calling us, and we're sitting there going, did you forget something? Oh, you know, I just didn't think it was going to happen to me. Unfortunately, it's going to happen to all of us. It has even happened to deputies, so don't beat yourself up if it's you. But please call, especially if it is a weapon of any kind, or you have credit cards that go missing. The sooner you call us, the better. Don't sit on it. Don't wait on it. Get a hold of us as soon as possible so we can start that case file. So that's my big topic of discussion, is maybe coming together, and I don't know what you all would think on that, and I know this isn't a Q&A, but I foresee this rear gate being an issue. I also foresee the gate that's over there partnered with Spring Ridge being an issue with people jumping over. It's not going to stop. Even when school's in session, we have kids that are running from the property, whether it's from an SRO or school staff, and they're coming over into this community. They don't know anything. They just end up wandering, and they're looking for anything that's unlocked and has keys in it. Some of your golf carts take universal keys. It's not hard to stick something in there, turn it, and just take off. And if they're not going to stop for us, they're not going to stop for the guard people as well. They're just going to keep driving. And the last thing we need is them going out into 50 and causing an accident, killing somebody, including themselves. So that's my big to-do and my soapbox, which is not very big, to try to help you as the community that you are. I'm devoted. I live here. This is my community just as much as it is yours, and I want to make it safer for everyone to live in. So if you guys would like to work with us more and continue to hear about the crime statistics that are going on specifically in your community, I encourage you, highly encourage you, to join up with the Crime Watch here so we can continue to partner on this and maybe come up with better ideas on what the Sheriff's Office can do to help you. That's really my end-all goal. I'm going to continue to work with Deputy Dean. Like I said, he'll be the big giant one down here. I'm the one that's this way. Listen, I like food. If you want to know a good restaurant, I'll show you. Other than that, I appreciate you guys having me out. Thank you for letting me go first. Thank you, thank you. Abe, do you have anything to say? No. It's okay. I wanted that applause. Thank you. Okay, yeah. Thank you. I'll be here all night. At my house. Yep. You're going to see me out?
Yes, and what we're going to try to do, I'm going to talk to the president on this. Eventually, we're going to see if we can have a question and answer session to some residents that may, you know, have some questions about stuff that's not necessarily going on in the community, but maybe something that, you know, you need some information on. But thank you two guys for coming. I appreciate it. And Crime Watch, we need volunteers. We need volunteers for Crime Watch. What's that? When is it, Mary Ellen?
The first Wednesday of the month.
First Wednesday of the month, 9 o'clock here. If anyone is interested, please come. You could sit and listen to our first meeting. And then, you know, we want people to join. It's not a big thing. It's 1 month, one time a month. And especially a lot of the residents have golf carts. This is vigilance. This is what we need. Not that, you're riding around. All we want you to do is observe. Because, how can I say it? If you see something that doesn't look right, not necessarily do you call the guardhouse, because a lot of times, they can't get involved. Right here.
Yes.
Call the
yes. Yes. Don't delay in that. That's the biggest issue that we have with getting to the scene. As somebody that's a drone pilot for the Sheriff's Office, if we do have somebody wandering around and we don't have to necessarily call out the air unit for that, you calling the gatehouse to then call us, we're talking 10-minute time delay, and then that's even the call getting to the deputy's car, and then that's another 5 minutes for us to get here if we're in the vicinity. So cut that other step out. The guardhouse is going to know when we're here. What's going on? We tend to tell them too. We will, hey, listen, we've got an alarm, or hey, there's somebody doing this. If our lights are flashing, they know to open the gate right away that we're going to something in progress. If it's just us pulling up and our lights are off, they probably know it's nothing too serious. So they're doing a good job up there. I don't want to take anything from the fine men and women that are up there doing that. Just if we're going to need you guys to help us speed up the process by calling right away. Call. We have the non-emergency or 911. Non-emergency is going to be 352-754-6830. 6830. Yep, call us non-emergency and we will respond out. By all means, if you think it's an emergency, treat it as an emergency. We can always downgrade the call. So when in doubt, 911. Okay? After we determine it's not really that serious, downgrade it. If you want outcome from a deputy, you need to call us and say you want to hear an outcome. You want a call back from the deputy or you want deputy contact in person. We are more than happy to come out and talk to you guys in person and let you know what's going on. As long as it's not detrimental to an investigation that we're doing where we're releasing, you know, pertinent information that would compromise the investigation, we'll absolutely come out and talk with you. So I highly encourage that. If you want to take, you know, that part in your community, say, yes, I'd like the deputy to call me after he gets done. He doesn't need to come to my house, or she doesn't have to come to my house. Just have him give me a phone call. And we'll tell you, hey, listen, there's no trouble. We actually found out this person was a mail carrier or whatever. They just got a different vehicle or whatever the case is. But at least it gives you some closure. That's the biggest thing, is people don't get closure, and then you're still wondering, am I in danger? Is the community in danger because this person's still out there? You want closure, just call. Say you want a deputy to tell you what's going on in the neighborhood. You're entitled to that. Okay?
Yes. And the thing is, in order for them to help us, we have to help them. And then we have to help us as a community here. So don't turn a blind eye to anything that you might see that may wind up really not being good. So thank you so much for you two guys coming. Appreciate it.
You're going to call me Mojito again, aren't you? You're welcome. Thank you. See you at the next meeting.
Calling this meeting to order, June 21st, 2023. It is 7:14 p.m. Is there anybody taping? Val, is that you in the back? It is? Yes. Val Stratton is taping. Everyone, can you please stand and have a moment of silence, and then we'll say the pledge. Are there any corrections to the meeting, to the minutes for the meeting on May 17th? No corrections?
Yeah.
Leo, anything for you? Any corrections for the minutes?
No.
No, okay.
Well, Susan's husband keeps calling.
I'll make a motion to approve.
All in favor? Aye. Everyone is in favor. Now we have the correspondence. Leo, would you like to start with the correspondence? The first one's from Gil.
Right.
Okay.
June 19, 2023. With a heavy heart, due to my deteriorating health, lack of energy, stress, and PTSD, I need to tender my resignation as the Veteran Committee Chairman. My resignation is effective immediately. I thank all committee members and associates who helped and supported me to make this journey rewarding. Jill Lento, Chairman.
Gil, are you here? No, he's out. Oh, I heard he's away. Well, Gil, we're very sorry to hear that, but we do look forward to having you stay with the RV committee.
Next letter, dated June 11, 2023. To the Brookridge Board of Directors from Robert White, President of the Social Dance Committee. We would appreciate it if you could have the sign holders on the median of Brookridge Central Boulevard inspected. They are not holding the signs securely, and on several occasions the signs have blown onto the roadway. Because of the growing number of activities and meetings going on in Brookridge, could the following be looked into? The sign holders be repaired to hold the signs securely. The sign holders be made longer to accommodate 2 signs securely. If not able to be made longer to hold 2 signs securely, could consideration be made to remake them? The signs are an important means to keep our residents informed as to what is going on in Brookridge. Any consideration or resolution to this matter would be greatly appreciated. Respectfully submitted, Robert White, President of Social Dance Committee.
Good evening, everyone. So after we received this letter, I did forward it over to Debbie, our president, and she did ask me to talk to Billy, who's our Public Works Director. And so I did leave him a note, and he is a little busy with some other projects going on, but he did assure us that he will be looking at them. If they need to be, some of them I know, like the slots, if you will, need some adjusting, so he'll maybe grind it out a little bit. And so I know some of the screws have come loose, or some of the nails have come loose, so he will be looking at that as well. And we just do want to remind you guys, if you do a sign, make sure it's like a vinyl sign, like from a vendor. Just a paper sign, of course, is going to get wet and it's going to blow. So make sure, you know, the sign is a decent sign. But he will be working on it. Some of them might need a little touch-up painting here and there, because I know the beautification committee did do a beautiful job of painting them a couple of years ago, but he will be looking into that as well. So we appreciate the letter from Mr. White, and we are looking into it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next letter is from Brookridge Men's Club, dated May 27, 2023, received by us on June 2nd. BCPO Board of Directors, I would like to address our winter and fall activities for 2024 and get the board's approval for the events. We would like to continue with the community breakfast and would include the South Hall and kitchen on the following dates: January 13th, February 17th, March 16th, April 6th, October 12th, November 16th, and December 14th for the breakfast with Santa. Horse races on Wednesdays from 5 to 9 would be on January 10th, February 7th, March 6th, November 20th, and December 11th. The races would use the large hall and kitchen and would be an open event. The Halloween dance would be on October 26th from 5 to 10 p.m. Also, the car show would be on October 13th, which is on a Sunday. Thank you for your consideration. Lauren Williams, President, Brookridge Men's Club. I make a motion to allow the Brookridge Men's Club to continue with the community breakfast as listed above.
I second it. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
I also make a motion to allow Brookridge Men's Club to continue with horse races as listed above.
I second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous.
This next letter was received on June 8th. BCPO Board of Directors, 7300 Brookridge Central Boulevard, Brookridge, Florida, 34613. Dear board members, I would like to request approval for the neighborhood fall craft garage sale on October 21st, 2023, and for the setup the night before, and for the use of room E from September 26, 2023 to October 20th, 2023. These dates have been approved by the Community Activity Coordinator. I would like to request your approval for the public to attend the sale. Also, that you approve that the monitors be scheduled in such a manner on Friday, October 20th, 2023, so that no overtime is incurred. All proceeds will be designated to the clubhouse wish list. Thank you for consideration and considering these issues. Sincerely, Nancy LaChiara. I make a motion to allow the neighborhood Fall Craft Garage Sale on October 21st, 2023, set up the night before and for the use of Room E from September 26, 2023 to October 20th, 2023. Also for this event to be open to the public and adjust the monitors' schedules so that no overtime is incurred.
Nancy?
Also, she's here to make a change.
Yes. Nancy, would you like to come up? You wanted to amend a date. Okay.
Can you hear me? Okay. This is Nancy LaChiara, Unit 1. Okay. We would like to change the date for the craft yard sale from October 21st to November 18th, and have one big thing with the men's club with their breakfast and the craft stitchers also. Just have one big community day of having different things going on up here. And the two clubs have said yes, they would like to do this also with us. So we would like to know if we could, if the board would change the dates for us to the 18th of November.
Yes, amend the dates.
A second.
I second the amended date.
All in favor of? Aye. Unanimous.
Thank you.
Arlene, do you have anything you need to say right now? Not yet. Not yet. Okay. All right. All right.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Where's Vivian? There we go. Good to see you. I wanted to come up here so everyone could see me, for those who are height challenged. The treasurer's report is as follows. You'll notice, very similar to last month, the operating expense, kind of the middle of the report. There's a current month, but no year-to-date number, and there's no year-to-date percentage. I'm uncomfortable putting the information there. I believe it's generally correct or directionally correct, but not to the penny. And until it is, I'm not going to list a good number. I'm going to list it only if it's a good number. Which brings me to the operating balances. The beginning balance of the month was $488,084. The ending balance is $439,090.74. Those are exact to the penny, by the way. The operating interest just for the month was $359.80. For the year to date, and this is just the operating part, is $2817.76. If you jump down a little to the middle of the page, for the reserves, the beginning balance was $2,329,089.11. The ending balance was $2,359,264.83. We have put in $263,850 from operating into reserve, and that is the equivalent of 5 months. We have to do 10 months in any standard year, so we're doing January through May. We're not doing one for June because of the expense from the $41,000 arbitration agreement. So we did not do one for June, but we will start again in July. And then July through November. The interest on these accounts, the month-to-date interest is $14.61. The year-to-date is $45.57.85. So if you're wondering, well, what's the total interest we've got in operating and reserves, it's $7,375 so far through May. The beginning balance for the donated funds is 28,609. The ending balance is 29,809. We got donations in for a total of 29,15, and we paid out $16.95 and also $19.15. So that's kind of the highlights for the report. Just as a point of reference, in July, we have 4 CDs, and later in the meeting that I'll talk about that. We have 4 CDs that are maturing. On those dollar amounts, we'll be getting $747, $600, $606, and $551. Those 4 balances added together will be increases on our interest amount that will go into either reserve or operating, because there's a combination there. Some of it's reserve, some of it's operating. All right? That's the highlights.
Good evening, everyone. Wanted to tell you all this is about our 90 days on the board. And we have accomplished quite a bit in 90 days. We've had a lot of things thrown at us. But I wanted to let you know we could not be here doing what we're doing without you. So this is not about us, it's about you tonight. And the confidence that you put in us as a board. We work extremely well together. We like each other. we take everything that each of us says from however they say it, and we bring it all together. We've had to make some very hard decisions as a board, but we are moving forward. Every day we have something new that comes up that we weren't expecting. But without you and your confidence in your vote, to have us sit here and to do the people's work, which is what we were put up here for, we couldn't do that every month. We couldn't do it day in and day out. I also want to recognize Arlene tonight. She's our interim supervisor for Brookridge. She's in the process of, yes. Do you want to take a bow? She's in the process of getting her CAM license, and So we're very happy. We know that you guys have seen a lot that we have done. We continue to do things every day. We fall down, we scrape our knees, and we get back up. And that's what a board does. We work for you. So on our 90 days, basically, thank you very much, and we'll continue on with the business tonight. And George right now wants to talk with everybody about some things that we found out about Gate Century. And is Harry still here? Is he hiding? I don't know. Oh, he's hiding way in the back. Oh, Harry, you didn't go to Catholic school, or you'd be told to sit up front. How do I know that? So George wants to talk to you about what we have found out about Gate Century. It's quite interesting. I think it will put a perspective on all the stuff that everyone has been going through. Harry can fill in, and also Arlene can fill in if they forget something, because they're a guy, so we'll make sure we keep Arlene around. So George, do you want to go ahead and let him know what you found out so far?
Yeah, Gate Century. What I found out, it's a nightmare. We have 3 companies involved with the gate. We got the inbound, the outbound, and the barcode. And nothing seems to be working together. When we put in the barcode system, it was never finished. It's just sitting there. Half the information, we don't even have it. They haven't even downloaded it. The inbound gate, there's a problem there. It's not, we got water in it, it's bad. It's out of code. We were told it was good, but it's not. So it has to be repaired. a lot of the stuff that we paid for that was asked last fall to the board of, did we get reimbursed any money from what they did? And the answer was nothing. Just a blind face. That's all they did to us. They would never come across. But we did find out yesterday, a gentleman came in on the outbound gate. He came in and he explained to us, to Harry, Arlene, and Vivian, that we have, one of them asked him, what was the cost of us to get this repaired and do it right? And the guy said, you already paid for it. It was never followed up by whoever to make sure this system is installed properly. It's not. So now we gotta go forward, like Jim said, don't look in the rear, we gotta go forward with it if we're gonna keep it. I've done a little bit of research, and Gate Century for Brookridge's cost was $12,000, I believe, $300 just to have them come here. Now we have to pay them $650 a month, which comes out to $7,800 a year. We're paying for something that we don't even have. And hopefully this gentleman that we have coming in can straighten this out. I have found out a lot of things. We're getting a lot of emails on why the gate we're not being notified. Some people are showing up. We got people coming in from FedEx. We didn't get notified. Well, FedEx, I mean, come on. FedEx, UPS, Amazon, they're not going to give every address they're going to go to. I mean, they don't have time. There's no way possible. And my thing is, with Gate, with the guardhouse, them people are doing exactly the best that they can do with what they're working with, because everything is not working. And people are complaining about it. I'm sorry, and we understand, but we're trying to go forward and get this fixed. We were told Gate Century's been down since last October. Hasn't worked properly since last October. The barcode system. So we were told when we came on the board that we needed this part that was $2,800 to get DSX back up so we could read. And lightning couldn't hurt this. I guess under my understanding now that we probably don't even need the DSX once everything's up and working properly. So we've spent $2,800 that we were told we had to have. And in essence, I don't think we really needed it. But time will tell. And just please be patient with the guard crew out there. They're doing the best they can. Because if you can't do your job because of a program, that's where we're at with them. They're doing a heck of a job. And as far as Gate Century is concerned, I think it was jammed down our throats. Very much jammed down our throats. Was this the right thing to do for Brookridge? Time will tell. I have my doubts. But we're going to do what we have to do to move forward. We can't look back now. And like Debbie said, we've only been on the board 90 days. And look what's the stuff that we've done already. And we appreciate the backing of everybody. Without the residents, we would be nowhere. And we thank you all.
I just want to add one thing too. The gentleman who we met with yesterday did tell us that next Wednesday is when they are starting to do the install and hopefully pull all the pieces together. Like George explained, it's, you know, this piece, and we're trying to get everybody together to all talk to each other nicely, if you will. But the installation will start next Wednesday. He's hoping about a week, but you know, if you see one of the gates up or closed or cones, just please be patient. And we are hoping that this will be an upgrade and we can move forward maybe into the 20th century at least, not the 21st, but no, he even did say it was from like 1990 or something, so some of the things are antiquated, and he did also indicate he was going to do a full topography map of where everything is, you know, not just like a little, oh, this might be this, so if something happens to him, God forbid, we could get another company in and they could follow the schematics. So Fingers crossed, everybody, and thank you for your patience also.
Also, the wiring in the guardhouse is a dangerous situation. We have an electrician coming in tomorrow afternoon. He was gonna try to get here today, but he was unable to because he was up in Citrus County. He promised me he'd be here probably around 3:30 tomorrow afternoon. Gonna look the problem over and do what we have to do to fix it. Because it could be a fire hazard, what we have out there. And just know that Arlene, Harry, everybody, they're going forward and they're doing a great job. And I think, like Arlene just said, he'll get it straightened out. It might take him a week or two, we're not positive. And we'll just go from there with it.
And with the electrician, we don't know. They might even have to have the guard shack closed for several hours or something. So we don't know until he comes and diagnose the problem and see what it is. But we know that there's a problem there. We just didn't know what it is, and so we're waiting for him to come and tell us. But we need to get that fixed ASAP. Someone could get seriously hurt in there. Every time, as you hear, lightning hits, it's out, it's this. Well, there's something wrong why that is happening. So we are going to go ahead and spend the money and get it corrected the first time the right way and not patch anything. So this might cost us several, maybe thousands of dollars to get it fixed.
Yeah, and I'd like to say just one other thing. Previous employees had way too much power. They did what they wanted to do. And that's not the way this is supposed to run. This is supposed to be, the community should be looking into this. It should be everybody, not that what's in the best interest of 3 or 4 people. It's the whole body here, and we thank you guys for being patient with us.
And at the end, I know you guys have some comments that you want to make. We'll get through the agenda items we have, and then we'll open it up for members' comments. Okay. Next on the agenda, this is unfinished business. This is because Jim decided to eat too much pizza and ice cream on us. And he was very involved in the Traffic Safety Committee recommendations for the placement of stop signs in Brookridge. So the motion is to approve Traffic Safety Committee recommendation placement of stop signs in Brookridge. To approve the Traffic Safety Committee recommendations as attached. And that is right here. Leo, would you like to read that one? The second page. Put that right there. Okay.
Come on, Leo.
Okay, this is a letter dated April 20th, 2023, revised May 31st, 2023. From the Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee to BCPO Board of Directors. Recommendations for the BCPO Board of Directors to be put on the agenda for the next BCPO workshop. Placement of stop signs at the top of Country Club Drive and Dinsmore Street. Placement of stop signs at the top of Country Club Drive and Cedar Cove Avenue. We feel this will effectively slow traffic on this blind hill. Placement of stop signs at Country Club Drive and Mission Street. This will in effect make it a three-way stop, again slowing traffic and reducing speed in this area. There's an attached schematic for recommended placement of those signs. Thank you for your consideration on these issues. Tracy McCumber, Chairperson, and the Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee.
I do have a comment. Mr. Epstein, did you want to talk about this one? Okay.
Beverly Epstein, Unit 6. This is the third time this has come up, and I've spoken about it each time. Any committee that we have, any volunteers, I think are wonderful, but I'd like really to have better consideration for these stop signs. They're, in my opinion, and people that I've spoken to, there are just too many stop signs in too close proximity. It's going to cause confusion, possibly accidents. I don't think we have many accidents on Country Club there. And people don't follow the stop signs anyway, unfortunately. But they have to consider the heavy-duty diesel trucks that are coming up, emergency vehicles, and I just think it's an overkill for a small area. And I'd like to have some consideration for that. But I do thank the committee. Their other suggestions are great.
Is there anybody with any comments regarding this? No? Any of us for discussion on what we think about all of this with the stop signs?
Yeah, I got a couple thoughts.
Okay.
My perspective is pretty simple. I actually had the opportunity to sit with Tracy's committee on Friday. Well, on the meetings on Friday. I sat through all the discussion. And from what I've heard from Beverly and other members, some people don't understand why we're putting the stop sign. They don't agree that we should be putting the stop sign. They don't believe that putting the stop sign will slow the speeds down on Country Club. I have the exact opposite view. I think we should have the stop signs. I think it's a safety issue. I've been on that hill many times. When you, just before you hit the very top of the crest of the hill, you can't see over. You just can't. It doesn't matter whether you're going east or whether you're going west. I see it as a safety issue. And what I don't want to do as a board member is have someone get in an accident, potentially pass away, and then have to talk to their family, their children, their grandchildren, their spouse, and say, I'm sorry your spouse passed away. We could have done something, and by putting the stop signs, I believe that is a very good first step. The comment that I've heard, well, it won't slow people down. Well, unless you completely blow through the stop sign, yeah, it will slow people down. These are neighborhood streets. All of our neighbors and friends live here. This isn't Indy, it's not Talladega, it's not the Daytona Speedway. I don't understand why we have to go so fast. 20 miles on Country Club is in my humble opinion, is a very reasonable speed. I'm going to vote for the stop signs because I believe at the end of the day, it's a safety issue. That's my perspective.
Okay, I move for the board to approve the placement of stop signs in Brookridge as shown on the attached maps. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous.
Debbie, I would just ask that not only for the folks sitting in the room and all the YouTube viewers, please slow down. I mean, life's too short. I just don't get it. It's 5 miles an hour, 20 to 25. What are you going to get there, 7 seconds faster? Please slow down. It's not that hard. Enjoy the day, enjoy the sun, well, when it's here. And slow down and help your neighbors. Again, these are our neighbors, these are our friends.
And this doesn't have to be permanent. If we find out, because we are in charge of our roads, if we find out that something's not working, we can definitely modify it, change it, come back and look at it, just to give it a try and see what happens. That's what we're asking. Just let us try it, see what happens. If it doesn't work, we will be more than happy to come back to the table and look at something else. So I think you probably know that about us already, that we're more than happy to look at other avenues. But let's just see what happens. There was an accident on Sunday on Brookridge Boulevard in which a gentleman went into the tree. I was up there, the tree won. And luckily he was not hurt, but it could have been a lot different. And somebody coming down some of these roads where there's a hill, they're not paying attention, the sun, something like that, they're gonna get right there. So that's all we're asking for. So this one here is also previously tabled from unfinished business. This is the Traffic Safety Committee recommendations to move 2 existing 20-mile-an-hour signs on Country Club Drive. Leo, would you like to read the letter in back of that? Yes, thank you.
From the Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee to BCPO Board of Directors. Recommendations for the BCPO Board to be put on the agenda for the next BCPO workshop. Move the 2 existing 20-mile-per-hour signs on Country Club Drive to align with the existing 25-mile-per-hour signs on Country Club Drive. The first 20 miles per hour is in the side yard of 14284 Evermore Street. We recommend moving it to 7544 Country Club Drive. This will align it with the 25-mile-per-hour sign on the opposite side of the street. The second 20-mile-per-hour sign is located on Country Club Drive, directly across from 8092 Country Club Drive. We recommend it to be moved to 8133 Country Club Drive. This will align it with the 25-mile-per-hour sign on the opposite side of the street. There's an attached schematic for recommended placement. Thank you for your consideration of these issues. Tracy McCumber, Chairperson in Brookridge Traffic Safety Committee.
Thanks, Leo. Is there any comments about this? You want? Okay. I move for board approval for the Traffic Safety Committee recommendations to move 2 existing 20-mile-an-hour signs on Country Club Drive in Brookridge as shown on the attached map. Do I have a second?
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous?
Okay, what I'd like to just say is that the Traffic Safety Committee has been working on these issues for quite a long time. And they have due diligently have gone out to these different areas, checked all these signs, and they continue to do this throughout our community. They're doing one thing at a time, and I have to acknowledge Tracy and her group because you did a hell of a job. And thank you very much.
The next board agenda topic was from unfinished business when I was
Having your ice cream.
when I was having ice cream. If that was only true. Yeah. The topic is an employee bonus, call it a recognition, acknowledgement, thank you, whatever you want to define it as. The analysis is Brookridge employees are our residents, first responders. Without them, I don't believe Brookridge can function efficiently, properly, or to the best of its ability. I'd like to recommend that we give a award and a recommendation to our dedicated employees. It's pretty simple. I'd like to say thank you. And I think the board, while I don't want to speak for the board or the unit reps, I think we'd all like to say thanks for all of the members, whether you're in code enforcement, whether you're in Billy's team in Public Works, working here in the clubhouse. It's the employees who keep this neighborhood running well. Who's the most important person in the neighborhood? Probably your spouse, but second behind them would be the code enforcement. So I propose, as a way of saying thank you, not only from me but from the other board members, to our hardworking employees, that we give all employees a $50 bonus. This bonus will be for all employees as of July the 1st. So if you're working here the 1st, one-time only bonus, $50, saying, hey, thanks, we appreciate the effort. Now with that $50, they can go buy, what, an egg, maybe a quarter of a gallon of gas, soda. So can I get a second on that? All in favor? Aye. Passed unanimously. I'd actually like to call it the July 4th Freedom Bonus, so it's for the formal name. I guess I'm still on. Yep, I got a couple more. At a prior board meeting, I got this following question that I did not have an answer for, and we do have an answer. What does the association spend on the legal fees for the recently closed case against the association? That's the case where we had an arbitration award of $41,000 against us. The attorney fees for that case were $3,038.50. That amount covers all of 2022 and 2023 through May. The fees are only related to that one account. So it's not all of the attorney fees that we had, it's just for the attorney fees for that one specific case. So that's a grand total, $3,038.50. Last but not least, we have to talk about the CDs. There's a, I'm going to probably say it wrong, it's a bylaw article, Article 11, Section 1. Am I right? There we go. And essentially what I need is a specific placement. When we move funds, we need the board to approve that money to be moved as a specific placement. In July, we have 4 CDs that are maturing. In August, we have 2. In September, we have 1. So what I'd like to propose to the board is that when those mature, for example, on July 18th, July 19th, July 20th, July 26th, August 3rd, August 4th, and September 29th, that we make the decision and have the approval to make the decision to roll those CDs over to whatever's available at that time. The current rates now are about 5.25%, which is an astoundingly high rate for CDs. Just to give you an idea, over the next the next 7 CDs that expire, we're probably going to have 7, 13, 19, 3, 35, 45, about $5,000 in interest just in the next 90 days, just for those CDs. Now those don't count the other CDs that we have that we're getting paid monthly on. So we have, and to give you an idea, we have 21 CDs in 19 different banks with various maturity dates and amounts. 4 of them mature in July, 2 in August, 1 in September, 3 in October. The total funds in CDs, just CDs, is $1.8 million. The estimated yearly income is, if you started in January and you went through December, we would earn $95,000. Now we had a late start. The prior board had let's call it a limited focus on investing in CDs. Is that a polite way to say that? And again, we're looking forward, as I said before. I work for Ford, we look at a front window, even true on GM products. We're not looking in the little tiny rearview mirror. We also have 4 money market accounts, just so everybody knows. Cap City, Brennan Bank, Edward Jones, and Regions Bank for a grand total of $2,233,000. So that's that $2.2 million is what's being invested that we're getting more than 0.35. We also got a couple small money markets that we're getting like 1/10 of a point. Working on getting those taken care of. The estimate for, at least my rough estimate, is somewhere between $45,000 and $50,000 in 23, and somewhere between $80,000 and $85,000 earned in 24. So all that money can be used for new roads, new tree cutting down trees, fixing this, fixing that, fixing the air conditioners. So what I'd like to do is get a second for that motion to reinvest that money.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Unanimous.
Unanimous. And then 2 last things I had. Is Harry available?
He's hiding in the back.
I have a question that came in. What's the process, and I'm going to hand him the mic. What's the process for overnight parking? People who park between 1 and 6 a.m., what are we doing on those? Are there violations written? Do we put a tag on it? What's the complete process? And if Harry could just give us the highlights, that'd be appreciated. Then I'll know as well as the rest of us.
Formerly, what was done was they would put a door hanger, a notice on the vehicle saying you shouldn't be doing this. And if the offender was still in the same position the following night or even a third night, only at that time was a citation issued. Okay? Not the way it should be. The parking out here at night is a real dangerous kind of a thing. Our roads are small. They're not, unfortunately, they're not particularly well lighted. Parking on the road in the middle of the day is an adventure. Parking on the street at 2 o'clock in the morning is insanity. There's got to be a better way. There's all kinds of places that people can park either up here at the clubhouse parking lot, or even at the parking lot down at the office, if you're gonna be in a situation where you have a problem of some sort. Obviously parking on grass is not recommended, nor is it allowed, frankly, but there are times when that's the right thing to do. If you're painting your driveway or something of that nature, all you need to do is let the office know that, listen, I'm gonna have to park on the grass here for the next couple of nights. That's fine. Getting it off the road is the critical thing. You can't park on the street, plain and simple. So, that's a long introduction to a short answer, which is, if you're parking on the roadway, the night people, write that up. The following day, it comes into our office, at the main office, and a citation is issued. If you do it again, there's another one going out. And at the third, by that time, somebody ought to be getting the hint. It's 25 bucks a pop. So it's a pretty expensive way to park on the street. You can park at the airport for less money than that. So we think that's the right thing to do. We think that we need to do this for safety. I think it's very critical. We talk a lot about speed and about stop signs that are being avoided, which is all very valid, but top of the list is people parking unnecessarily in the middle of the night. Yes, sir?
Do you lose your privileges also?
Negative.
Why not?
Negative. Only because that's the way it's set up.
But if you get a speeding ticket, you lose it, right? So why shouldn't you do it for that?
I don't dispute it. I'm only telling you the way it's set. And that, well, there's a lot of things that don't make sense. But I can tell you, no, seriously, I'm not being flippant, but there is a committee who is revising the rules and regulations. That's the governing document that covers that specific part of our governing documents. And I think that change is in one of their recommendations that they're about to make. Yes. Okay. But as of the moment, they don't. It's simply a speeding ticket. 3 of them, you do, but not for single ones, okay?
Harry, can I just interject? To the gentleman who asked about the suspension of privileges or whatever, the Rules and Regulation Meeting Committee has been working really hard, and we are probably going to end up having, with it all said and done, about 4 town halls just on all the revisions to get input and comments and things like that, and to explain all the changes that are made. They went through the entire rules and regulations, so that is coming up. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, everybody's been asking this, and Ken Duncan and Anna Webster have resigned from the board. We got the resignation letters, and that's been taken, so we brought it forward tonight. And also, well, Dick Terrio,
Put the mic up.
Oh.
No, up to your mouth.
Hello.
Thank you.
Dick, would you stand up? Yeah, sure.
I am up.
Hey, I'd like to thank Dick. He's done a lot for us since in the 90 days that we've been on here. He's been willing to go above and beyond, and I think he needs to be recognized for that. And I want to thank him myself in what he did. Even his Memorial Day weekend here was something else. And thank you, Dick, for all the time that you've donated to Brookridge. I got one other thing. Paul and Greg, stand up, please. The ACC, I'm going to get you up here. Paul is the new ACC chairman, and Greg is the co-chairman. If you have any problems, go see them. They'll help you out. And we're lucky to have them. They're good people. Thank you.
What's your address?
Right next to you.
All right, we'll open up the floor for our neighbors' comments. If you have any comments, you can come up to the podium. YouTubers, please, if you have any comments, make sure you give your name and your unit number. Thank you.
Tracy McCumber, Unit 2. Debbie asked me to speak briefly on the update for the development, which I'll do. But first, the Traffic Safety Committee, I'd like to thank the committee. They've been very diligent and have worked very hard on these things, and I'd like to thank all of them. and the board as well for your support. It's very important, and I think it's for the betterment of everyone, and I appreciate that. I'd also like to thank Lauren and the men's club that donated $200 towards no parking signs for Country Club as well. And we'd like to extend our gratitude for that, and thank you very much. Now that I'm on that, and I have something else to speak on, but as I'm speaking on the traffic, we everybody that went to the town hall, we talked about an evacuation route, and we're in the final stages of getting that finalized. We will have the actual evacuation route posted at the office and here at the clubhouse as well. So everybody will have a designated color for their unit, and it will coincide with a map. So we'll get those posted when we get to that point. But we're working on new signs. They're going to say evacuation route and then have an arrow. So the old signs will be, we will no longer use those. We'll have brand new signs, and we will get those put up hopefully here very shortly. So I just want to thank the board again for their support on that. Now I'm going to jump to my other committee, which is the development committee, which I chair. I spoke on that last month and did give an update in the interim. I do not have a lot of new information, as I reported last month, because nothing has really happened. But what I can tell you, the project is moving forward. They have commitments from businesses. They have investors, obviously. The project, though, may be slow to get started because of local, state, federal permitting and licensing. So that's what's going to hold it up, if anything. But if not, we should see something coming at the end of the year or early next year. So I will have an update from Kevin Frazier, who is the developer, at the end of this month. And again, next month, I will report to the committee and to the community as to the progress on that. Thank you. Thanks, Tracy. Is there anybody? Oh, you want to? Yep.
Yep. Yes.
Vivian Blair, Unit 4. Has a decision been made about the Tuesday morning workshop? Is it going to stay morning, go to evening? Any further discussion on that?
No, it is going to turn to a town hall, and we have already got the dates. We're going to start releasing the dates. We had to map out the dates all the way through the end of the year, but we have it all done with Petrona.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Oh, Linda, okay.
Linda Toporski, I'm the chair of the unit reps. I'm also from Unit 6. I'd like to, I guess I've become a little bit famous in the last week or so on social media. I'd like to thank all the positive comments that you folks have made, and on behalf of my unit reps, we're very happy to serve the community, but we need more volunteers. There's only 9 of us, so it takes a very little time commitment, and we'd really appreciate it if you'd consider joining us, and it's a really fun group, so thanks a lot.
And you don't have to live in the unit. If they have somebody for that unit, but they have a vacancy in another unit, you can still volunteer. And
it so happens that we have, Unit 4 is the biggest unit. We have usually 4 people. We only have 2 right now, and then also Unit 1. But we'll happily switch around. I'll even switch my own unit if anybody's really interested. But we really, not only the unit reps, but all of our committees need, especially like the 4th of July and the 50-year anniversary. We'd all like some new volunteers. because we see the same faces all the time. So, out in YouTube land, listen up. Thanks a lot.
And speaking of the 50th, Debbie Burns is, we've had a meeting with Debbie Burns before she left for vacation. I know Tracy has some volunteers. We were gonna have, not a town hall, not a meeting, an informational session one night where we can all get together and see who would be interested to join the 50th birthday party committee and come up, start having meetings and coming up with some ideas. So I'm going to put that out. We're waiting for her to come back from vacation, which is sometime later the end of this month. So just to let you all know about that. So we expect everybody who's here to come to that meeting and volunteer. Does anybody have anything else? No? You have anything, George? Extra? Okay.
Tomorrow is the last day for the ACC apps. They have to be in by close of business tomorrow night, is that correct? And then, if anybody's interested in the ACC committee, please get your apps in tomorrow. Appreciate it, thank you.
And Mike, we're still on, I see the signs for June 28th. June 28th, the clubhouse has to be closed all day to fix a valve. We had to, Mike had to coordinate that with the company who needs to fix the valve, and that company had to coordinate with Hernando County Water. They have to come and shut the water off to the entire building. So we will not have bathroom facilities or anything like that. I can tell you this, this was not our date. We were subject to Hernando County Water with their date. So I know it's a little short notice, but we were at their date and we could not go on our date. So we have to close everything for the entire day so that they can make the repair.
What day of the week is that? Wednesday.
Wednesday. Thank you. Yes, everything will be shut down because you have to have facilities open and there will be no men's or ladies' room facilities open that day.
Yeah, Debbie, also, on the note that we have posted on the doors, it also reminds the groups, because you have keys to your areas. If you decide to use that area that day, there may not be any water at your water fountain or anything. That's why we're telling people to just shut everything down for that day if they can.
Anything else? Oh, yes, ma'am?
Mary Ann Lozelle, Unit 3. You heard from the deputy, and I'm just saying a little bit more. There will be a sign out front to announce when the next meeting is going to be. We are desperately needing new members. And if you're interested in the news and views, under Crime Watch, you'll see how to get started into Crime Watch. But you're very welcome to come to a meeting to see if you would like to pursue it further. Thank you.
Thank you. Nobody else? Okay, I'll go ahead and I'll adjourn the meeting. It is 8:10. Second, Leo, you're seconding it? All in favor? Aye, unanimous. Thank you very much, everybody.
Home.